Hello and welcome. I'm Peasant. I'm going to be taking on England 3 with Thunderspeaker. Let's get right into it. Okay then. So so we've got a sand explore, and we've got this very nicely built up area here, which makes me think that that's what I want to be hitting with manifestation of power and glory if I can. That's something that I want to work towards. Now, to play this early, it's so expensive that you either have to be going with this option here, or you have to be really powering down this track early on. So that's kind of my strategic idea right now is to do obviously get rid of this, and because we're against England, preventing builds isn't so easy. But in this case, I can prevent a build here because there's only one building next to it. So I think I am going to go with playing sudden ambush here on turn one, and in order to do that, I have to go 2 down the power track. Now the nice thing is that reveals this air, which is very handy. And I want to be thinking about a manifestation in here early on. So, oh, I just realised that doesn't work. I need to be autopiloting onto the plays track there. So we're going to put both of these guys in here. So we've got our 2 energy. There we go. That's it. Right. So then we can sudden ambush in here to prevent this build. See, we can't prevent this build because of these adjacent buildings here. And we do have some warrior gathering we can do. The nice thing here is that I should be able to manifest to power and glory in here next turn. So we can gather 2 Dahan into here. And there's these 2 here which we'll gather. We'll bring that with us as well. And then this turn we want to manifest our power and our glory in here to do a whopping 9 damage. And we don't have the energy to do it unless we pick this action down here. And we can also get ourselves a second play, which we can hopefully do something useful with. There is a sand ravage in here that we can defend with words of warning if we can get someone in there. So that's a slight misplay there. I should actually... And can I undo it? I actually could undo it. Crikey. Because I could... actually, no, I can't. Because I don't have a push. So, never mind. Never mind. So much for that little undo. I try not to do too much undos, and I try and move pretty swiftly when I do these playthroughs. Much swifter than when I play with my actual physical copy. Yeah, much quicker. And the trouble with that is that I just find that I'm having to play it on a much easier difficulty than I'm used to. So, where do we actually want to be? Maybe we'll stick one in here. Doesn't think it really matters. Let's put it over there. And we're going to be manifesting our power and our glory. And then we might even want to think about setting up the next one, maybe with some Voice of Thunder. We could push it into here. It's a shame we can't really defend it here. The trouble with this is it has the targeting restriction. You need an actual Dahan in there. And I don't have that ability. So probably going to be reclaiming next turn anyway. So there's not much point in holding on. And not playing something. So I may as well go with Voice of Thunder just to potentially do something useful with this. Okay, so we've got a Sand Ravage, and it's actually a Cascading Ravage. Crikey. The dangers of playing fast and loose. We've already got a Blighted Island. But being able to manifestly destroy this is pretty nice. So, can't use lead the Furious Assault anywhere, but we could potentially do that over here. But first things first, let's do the thing that actually feels good, which is destroying all those guys there. And then we can push... we could... If we push these guys in here, they can destroy... They can destroy this town. And if I bring my influence with me, and then next turn, Words of Warning will be enough to protect this area, which feels pretty nice. So we can't unclover the Reclaim 1, unfortunately. But we could just go for playing 1 card this turn. That's pretty dry, isn't it? But we're doing okay for Blight. This England card hasn't proven too unfortunate. we've got a build here and here, and if we reclaim, of course, we're giving up our power growth. Whereas if we kind of go down these tracks, we're potentially going to be able to do some pretty nice stuff next turn. So we could even get fires and suns, which means we could be doing this. But I probably want to be moving down this track, or even just gaining a load of energy for a future turn. Because obviously there's no point having multiple powers. Extra card plays when I've only got one card. But if it means that next turn I can actually play 3 cards, then that's pretty worthwhile. So not this turn, but next turn, if I've got all of these, then I could potentially play 3 of them. And I'd probably have 5 minus 1, 4 plus 2. Oh god, the maths. I'd have 6. I would be able to play everything. So I think that is worthwhile. And we can also be thinking about a future kind of army. So let's put this guy in here and this guy in here. So we're going to be playing Words of Warning and nothing else. And that's going to go into this jungle here. And we are losing a presence. So obviously 3 is probably more than we need. So we'll lose one of those. And we've got a fear card. We could do a damage in where we've got huts. There's no point doing damage here because we're going to be clearing that out anyway. So it's going to be here. Some sand builds. And this is really nice. Against England, they do get to skip some of your shenanigans with dealing with explorers. But if you actually clear out the land, then that is pretty good. We've got a choice here between 2 areas that are bigger. Let's put it in here because this is probably going to be more easy for us to deal with than this one here. Okay, we can gather the warriors, and maybe we can think about a power and the glory next turn. There is going to be a ravage though, so that's going to be 3, 7, 8. We don't have any defend cards. I think we've got quite a high odds of drawing a defend card when we reclaim. So maybe we could gather these guys who aren't doing anything, kind of push them in this general direction. That's what we're going to do, because can't have people slacking on the job. We've got to get people kind of doing stuff that's useful. Am I actually going to be able to defend in here? I think I'm going to have to just bank on being able to defend in there. Right, so we are reclaiming, and we are going to have 6 energy. With the cards in hand, we can't defend this effectively. What can we do? So yeah, might have been better placed to actually go in here, come to think of it, with these kind of Dahan movements. But that is something we can also still do. We could still manifest. We could push this army in here and do 6 damage, which is pretty good, even just using Voice of Thunder. So we are definitely going to be gaining at least 1 minor. Let's see what we get. Cool Dahan Ways obviously is great. This is a defend card worth 5, which is enough to mean that this region would be safe if we use Words of Warning as well. And the icons are kind of not great, but they're okay. So we'd have a total of defend 8 in there, which would be enough to just mean that that's safe. And that's pretty worthwhile. It's a shame we don't have more Dahan in there. That's probably what I'm going to go with. It's also quite cheap. So I think I'm going to go with that. And I think go with another minor. We might get something else that's useful. Oh, Nature's Resilience is a wonderful card. Wonderful. Cool to Tend could be pretty good. We've got a lot of Blight kicking around. It would be really nice to be able to just go in and wallop this area, though. We could use this to push 3 Dahan. So we could maybe gather into here and then push Dahan and then just smash this turn. But that would require using Manifestation, and don't know if... Though actually, if we use Manifestation and Words and Sap the Strength, we are going to get 2 gathers, 2 pushes. But we really, really want more actions. Nature's Resilience is a super good card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, it even deals with this Ravage. So maybe we just go with that, just based on its sheer utility. I think that's what we do. We do. I think that's what we do. That's what we do. And we can even use it in here this turn. So maybe something like this. So we've got our Gather Warriors. So we're gathering 1 at the moment. That's but what we could do is use these 2 in here to defend for a grand total of 11, and we could then Voice of Thunder to set up a no. We definitely need to manifest 3 plus 4 is 7, 8. So yeah, we do need to use both of these in here, unfortunately. Or we could go with another. No, we can't do that. And the trouble is that next turn we don't really have anything that good, but we can at least get our Reclaim 1 back. And then we could pick one of these up again. I think this is okay. We should be able to really clear this area out. It's a little bit conservative maybe, but... Okay, so we will defend in there and in there. And we've got a Downward Spiral. Let's lose a Blight. A Presence that we don't need. And then we've got some fight back damage. Let's kill a town. Oops, except this is a common mistake I make. They kind of shift along when they've taken a hit. That's a big load of people in there. So we want to gather the warriors. And so I can gather 2 warriors into here. We probably want to leave this bloke there. We'll gather those 2 in. And we'll bring these with them. So it's only 4 damage though. That's I was hoping for more. But it was quite a relatively safe turn. We've kind of cut down the numbers in here, and also we have nicely kept the English to the coast, which is something. So there's builds here. There is this Ravage, and currently it's a 3, 7, 8. So yeah, we're gonna have to. We can at least get all of our purples out here, and we can potentially give them a good slapping. Even gather with Sudden Ambush, which feels really, really gross because it's such an expensive card for a spirit that's mostly broke. So we could, if we uncover our Reclaim 1, we can pick up one of these again. Yes, I think that's what we want to do. Obviously, this area is clear. We want to prevent this build as well if we can. Because we've cleared this out quite nicely at this point. So getting the extra fire doesn't really mean much. We definitely want to uncover that. If we we can't get to 4 actions. So I think we almost certainly want to just go with this add 1 presence option. And we could put it in. So this Ravage. Oh, the peasant brain. You can hear the cogs turning? I certainly can. Let's put this in. Yeah. Well, what we could do is we could just defend in here, and then we could power on the glory afterwards. Actually, I prefer the idea of kind of going in here and powering the glory in there. Actually, we need a good defend card. I guess we're going to be using Nature's Resilience in here. But then we don't necessarily have the purples we need. So we need to play all 3 purples in order to get the ability to destroy stuff quickly. So maybe it is Manifestation. So we go Manif. We go Voice. And we maybe go... we could go... Yeah, I really want to prevent this build if I can. We've got the Furious Assault here. We don't actually need these words of warning, do we? If we can get in there... No, I think we do still need them. So we can gather 4 huts and we can push 3 huts. So we can get a lot of people in here. A lot of lads. And so okay, how many people can I get? I could get all 3 of these in here. So we'd have 5 huts. So we would be able to destroy 2 towns, which would leave 4, which is good, which means that the words of warning would be perfect. So let's go with that. So we are going to be words of warning, and we're going to be gathering the warriors. So we need to gather these guys. Not going to bother obviously gathering from the place I'm going. We'll take these with us. We'll leave them there. Actually just realized there's not much point in having... We only need 4 warriors in there. So I'm just gonna gather these 2 that aren't really doing anything. We'll move those 2 presents, and then we'll push these guys in here. I probably should calculate this out a bit more precisely. No, we definitely want both sets. And then we'll bring these as well, because they're not really doing anything. And then we've got Lead the Furious Assault, so we can destroy 2 towns in there. And now we've got a Downward Spiral. We can lose one of these. These are kind of part of a coherent army. We may as well leave that one there. Push 2 from the inner land. That's just that's just really lucky. So obviously we need to make sure we don't push it into here, because that would be awful. Because that would take us over our 3 defense. So we'll push them to the coast. Got a fear effect. Each player may push an explorer into a land with more buildings than the land it came from. Yes, that's it's actually not really very worthwhile at all. But because we've amassed a massive army, at this point we kind of want to cluster enemies together because we can really give them a slap. And of course that build there, I couldn't have avoided it anyway. So we have finally got rid of our extra kind of build slot. But this looks like it wants to be a capital somehow, so we can send our lads in here and they can do an ungodly amount of damage in there. There is a wetland ravage here next turn, but that's fine. So let's send the boys in. All these lads and lasses. Send all these in. And then we can do some manifestation and just murder everyone in there. Because, you know, that's what we do. And we're back to the power phase. What have we got to worry about here? We've got 2 Ravages. There aren't any Dahan in here, so if we're going to defend there using our innates, we need to be in there. But we could just use Sap the Strength of Multitudes or even Nature's Resilience. So that's fine. We do have this Reclaim here. And but yeah, so we might want to do this adding a presence and just using a single card, but we've got issues in both of these areas that we do want to do something about. So this is almost certainly a reclaim, and we're still not super wealthy. We're using our manifestation quite a lot. I think we do want miners. We certainly want to look at a miner first, and icon wise we kind of like purple, but otherwise we don't really care too much. We're not very mountainous, and against England, destroying a lone explorer is mostly not a big thing. Gift of Constancy might be good later on, but we're only ever going to get up to 4 actions anyway. This does feel very much like a candidate for being discarded. I guess Drought is actually like the miner that thinks it's a major, and that does actually just do a hell of a lot of damage. And we do have lots of sun as well, so maybe that's the call. That could well be the call. I think I'm going to take that. And with that being the case, I think I will go for another miner. So a bit very minor play. Rain of Bloods might be good. There's going to be a build here, so it's going to work in there. And I've just realised all of our influences in there. It might be nice to have something that's gonna kind of help us. Let's go with Rain of Blood there. Okay, so we've got these two Ravages here. We can sap the strength of multitudes to deal with one of them, and we've got we've actually just all the big accumulations of the English have just been wiped out. So I think what we really want to be doing actually is getting our purples and murdering these. Just wiping out all of these completely, and then we can just march the big army down here later on with Voice of Thunder. We could do that obviously in the slow phase, and then we can knock them out. So Gather the Warriors is fast. We need to obviously make sure that we can do this stuff. So we need yellow and fire. But we've only got 3 actions here, so maybe we do go with this. There isn't gonna be a build in there. We could even march our army into here, but it seems a shame when this is a big cluster. So Words of Warning will take care of them, and then we can Voice of Thunder into here, kill them, and we can use our Lead the Furious Assault to bring some guys in there to finish that off. Okay, looks good. So Words of Warning, and we can gather. We're done wrong there. Gather a couple of lads in here. That's really all the lads we need. And we can move a couple of discs as well while we're there. And we're not going to push anyone. We are going to furiously assault this. Okay, and we've got to lose a disc. Let's lose this disc here. Each player removes a explorer or a town for land with 2 or fewer invaders. Well, let's this guy's going to die anyway. Guess we could remove that one. Each removes a explorer or a town from a coastal land. This one's dead anyway, so we'll remove this town. And we've got a mountain build and jungle explore. So England has its funny business of building London, and this has worked out in our favour. So this is the escalate ability. We'll stick the city in here, and then we'll immediately murder it, which is perfect. So we can Voice of Thunder, shove these guys in here, and then we'll move these guys in there, and then we'll Manifestation in there to just wipe all of those guys off the map. And we are now back to the growth phase, and there's this guy here, and there's these here. So where are we? We just need to destroy all the buildings. So if we destroy this city in the fast phase, that should be a win. So how do we do that in the fast phase? It's the question. Can we do it in the fast phase? If we can get the 4 yellow and 4 sun and 3 fire. So basically all of our start cards and drought. Then is that right? No, because we actually need the fire that's on our track. So yeah, I don't think we can do it in this fast phase. So there's no point playing too risky. Though this does look pretty under control. So let's we can use sudden ambush to murder this bloke, and then just start sending people over here for the showdown that's going to happen over here. So yeah, So just mopping up now. So it's a funny thing as well. Our influence is kind of all the way over here too. I think I'm gonna do this just so we've got more influence on the map. We might want a rain of blood. We're going to be reclaiming all, and actually it's quite awkward getting up to the amount of fire that we need. So I think I'm going to stick that out there, and I'm playing possibly a bit more fast and loose than is advisable. Let's Voice of Thunder, so we can move around. And what are we actually trying to do here? We're just going to ambush this guy, and then we're going to send our army over here, and we might as well get a bit of fear while we're doing it. I think that's what we're doing. So I guess what do we want? We want these kinds of things. I think that's good. We've got our defend cards. So we will suddenly ambush. So we'll bring this guy. May as well move a disc. And then we can gather the warriors. So we can gather 4 and push 1. So it's kind of, so it might be a slightly glacial. So I guess we could gather these 4 all together, and we'll bring these discs. And then we could push this guy into here, maybe. May as well. And no. Just realised there is a reason to not do that. It's because we want to make sure we've got a sacred site adjacent to the base, so we can use Rain of Blood with it. So Downward Spiral is gonna. We can get rid of this one because it's not doing anything. Each player replace a town. There are nothing. Okay. So, yeah, let's Rain of Blood in there, get a load of fear, and we can push our Dahan, and hopefully we can push into here and then finish it in the fast phase next turn. That's what I dream of. So yeah, let's push these fellas into here. So that's the 3 we need for a town and a city. Okay, and now we are into the fast, so reclaim all. And what we want, we've got the possibility of getting new cards, but all we really want is 4. All we want are icons. I think we should just have it use. Actually, maybe we don't have it. Am I rushing when I should be being more careful? We need the 4 yellows. So at the moment, we actually don't have the energy to do that. So, okay, I might have tried to speed through a little bit too much there. Okay, Elemental Boon just gets us whatever icons we want. This has yellow on it and purple, so that's probably what we want. So yeah, we just want yellow, fire, and purple. And we've already got a fire. So the crucial thing is the yellow. I've just realised we don't have enough plays to do that. We just simply don't have enough plays to do that. Oh god, the incompetence is real. It really is. It really is. I've confused myself by trying to go too fast. Isn't that always the way? Because yeah, I need that fourth action. Well, okay then. How do we salvage this situation? Okay, well we can definitely kill these guys with manifestation because we've got 6 damage there. There is a ravage. So we are going to actually need to defend it as well. In fact, no. They will kill them in the defense. So all we really need is nature's resilience. Okay, so that's that area, and that'll kill those. So the other thing we need to do is make sure these don't build. Um, Obviously, there's nothing we can do to prevent this. Actually, that's not true. If this area is wiped out in the Ravage, this won't be able to build because of the England ability. So we can do something about these, hopefully. We can... we could use enticing splendor to drag people out, and we could even sudden ambush to murder these guys. So if we pull them out of the way, do that. Okay, it should still work. So we're going to sudden ambush in here. This guy can go in there. You can bring a presence with them. And these guys can go in. Oh, it's a zero ranger. Oh lordy. Oh well, luckily, oh, it does matter. Oh my lord. So the trouble, I start trying to speed up and then just regret it because I should have been playing a little slower. Turns out, so we actually needed a presence in there. Oh dear. Bungling. Really bungling. Okay. How can I actually do this? So I can prevent a build. Maybe I just don't try too hard to prevent the build. Oh, what I could do. Yeah, damn it. I think I've let's bring this. I've just forgotten how to play this game. Let's bring this guy over. Move a disc. Kill that. Then we can enticing splendor. Actually, let's not even bother. I think it's still fine. Yeah, it is just fine because this is all going to be dealt with in the Ravage phase. Oh my lord. A little bit of a flounder at the end. So 6 damage, we'll kill this city, we'll kill this town, kill one of them, and that should be game. So that was Thunderspeaker versus England 3, flubbing around a bit at the end. Thanks for joining me. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, whatever. And if there's a particular matchup you want to see, yeah, suggest it in the comments. As I play quite quickly in these playthroughs, or try to, I'm not as good as when I'm playing with my physical copy, but when I'm playing my physical copy, I take ages. I chill, I go get cups of tea, that kind of thing. Anyway, I've been Peasant. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you next time.